I'm Eric, I'm a game designer, and today we're going to review the game design of Superhot, discuss how it communicates information to the player and keeps you on your toes through elements of surprise. Superhot is an interesting blend between a shooter and a strategy game. Time only moves when you move in the game. Instead of being a reaction and accuracy based shooter, it is more of a prediction and positioning based one. Predicting where the enemies will move, and ensuring that your position allows you to dodge out of the way of any bullets. Superhot has mastered its visual communication, providing the player with information in subtle and concise ways. They accomplish this through abstraction. Superhot sticks to the basics, and doesn't include anything within the gameplay which could potentially confuse the player. Everything is made as clear and minimalistic as possible. From the short text which pops up every level, which briefly explains what is going on and incentivizes you to execute a specific action. Superhot communicates when your gun is reloading by having your gun pointer slowly turn 180 degrees, instead of adding an additional UI element which would explain when you can shoot again. Superhot elegantly solves the problem by implementing and conveying the information through something that's already part of the experience. The less additional elements there are for the player to focus on, the more centralized the experience will be on the gameplay essentials, the basics, the second-to-second moments. Superhot visually communicates with you who your targets are and what tools you have at your disposal to take them down through shape, color, and level design. The enemies have a much more complex shape compared to the rest of the environment. In addition to their color orange standing out in a wide environment, it becomes so much easier for the player to identify the threat and distinguish between the different elements. Black for weapons, white for environment, and orange for enemies. This differentiation in collaboration with the level design, which intentionally highlights specific elements, the moment you respawn or the moment you go around a corner, guiding the player to do what the game wants you to do, without the player ever feeling forced to do it. Superhot doesn't want you to plan out your strategy for the level from the start. Instead, it wants you to adapt to the situation, as this leads to interesting improvisation, having to rethink your approach. The moment-to-moment gameplay constantly attempts to introduce interesting decision points, a meaningful choice for the player, through elements of surprise and by hiding specific information. At the start of the level, you never really know where the enemies are going to come from. You have to scramble and experiment your way out of the situation. Furthermore, unless you keep track of your ammo count, you never truly know how many bullets you've left in your gun, which means the moment you're out of bullets, you need to improvise. You were expecting the outcome. You just didn't know when it would happen. Superhot is mechanically predictable, but has unpredictable elements to keep you engaged and demand a certain level of concentration. If you lose focus, you will be punished. You will fail fast and fail often. You will learn from those failures and become better at the game. Superhot is fragmented within its setup. You go from one level to another level without any apparent connection, but it ties everything together through its mystery. The narrative perspective is from a player in the game, whilst you are playing the game as that player. This instills a human touch within the abstractness of Superhot, someone you can relate to, and share their concerns about this game you're playing. Because Superhot has this sense of innocence. It's just a game. But there's always this lurking darkness around it. There's something not quite right. And uncovering this mystery is part of what motivates you to keep on playing. By slowing down time, the game gives you time to think through your actions. But the more time you have, the more difficult your decisions are. You might make a wrong decision. But taking that risk is part of the joy of Superhot. Because the faster you fail, the faster you will win. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Game Designer Plays. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. And I hope to see you back in my next video. See you there. Bye bye.